Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to the VUS Learning English Podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here with us today. If this is your first time, welcome. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. We are a family here, and we are so glad you are part of it. Today, we have a very special topic. We are going to talk about our minds. We will talk about how to learn better and how to grow smarter every single day. It is a journey of lifelong learning, a journey for a happy and strong mind. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me today. It means the world to us. If you enjoy our time together, please think about following or subscribing to our podcast. It is a small click for you, but it helps our channel grow. It helps more friends just like you find us and learn with us. Before we start, I would love to know, where are you listening from today? Are you in a cozy room in Vietnam? Are you on a walk in America? Are you on a train in Japan? Or maybe somewhere else beautiful in the world? Please tell us in the comments. We love to imagine you there listening with us. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin our journey together. Let's talk about the keys to becoming smarter every day. Do you ever feel like you are running? You run faster and faster, but you stay in the same place. The world around us is changing so fast. There are new technologies, new jobs, new ideas. They appear so quickly. It can feel very hard to keep up. It can feel like we are falling behind. This can create a little feeling of worry, a quiet anxiety inside us. We worry about becoming old news. We worry about not being useful anymore in a world that loves new things. You might look at other people, and they seem to do everything so easily. They learn new skills. They start new businesses. They seem so graceful and smart. It is easy to call them geniuses, or to say they are naturals, like they were born with a special brain. This is an easy story to tell ourselves, but it is not the true story. This story stops us from growing. It makes us believe our own brain is fixed, like we got a ticket at birth and we cannot change it. But what if that story is all wrong? What if you can change your ticket? Let's talk about a friend. We will call him Alex. Alex is a normal person, like you and me. For many years, Alex felt this way. He felt stuck. He had a job. The job was busy, but he did not feel happy. He felt like he was watching life from the side. He saw his friends learning new things. He saw them growing. He saw them getting better jobs. But Alex felt stuck in one place. He felt like he was not smart enough. The distance between his life and the life he wanted felt huge. Like a giant canyon he could never cross. He felt sad and a little lost. Then one day, something changed. Alex was tired of feeling stuck. He was also very curious. He decided to stop believing in his limits. He decided to start a new journey. He had one big question, a very important question. What do the smartest people in the world do every day? Not what they are born with, but what do they practice? What are their daily habits? His search gave him an answer. He found 9 daily habits. These habits are not magic. They are based on science, the science of how our own brain works. So Alex decided to try these 9 habits. He did not look for a quick fix. He wanted a new way to live his life, a new operating system for his mind. And what he found was amazing. It was deep and wonderful. He did not unlock a secret genius inside him, no. He learned that the human brain is not a fixed thing. It is not a rock. It is a garden. It is alive. It can change. It can grow. It can become stronger. He learned that your brain power is not decided at birth. It is something you can build. You can build a stronger brain. This journey showed him something important. Unlocking your true power is not about the brain you have. It is about the habits you build. It is a lifelong journey of growth. And anyone can start this journey. You can start this journey today. In this podcast, we will walk through these 9 habits, the same 9 habits that changed Alex's life. And they can change your life too. We will talk about what the habits are. We will talk about why they work based on science. And we will talk about how you can start using them in your life, starting right now. Section 1, never stop learning. The first habit is the foundation. It is the most important one. The first habit Alex learned is this: never stop learning. Now, this is not about just looking at news on your phone. It is not about watching a movie sometimes. No. This is a choice you make every day. You choose to learn something new, something outside of what you already know. The goal is to find 30 to 60 minutes every single day. And in that time, you actively learn. You focus and learn. For Alex, this was a big, big change. His life was a comfortable loop. It was the same every day, same work, same road to work, same things in the evening. His brain was on autopilot. It was not thinking very much. He realized something. For many years, he only learned new things for his job. This helped him do his job well. It kept him competent, but it did not help him grow as a person. His world was small. The idea of learning just for fun felt like a luxury. It felt like something he had no time for. But the science about this is very, very true. Your brain has a rule. The rule is use it or lose it. But it is more than that. The real rule is use it in new ways or lose its power to change. There's a beautiful idea in science called neuroplasticity. It sounds like a big word, but it has a simple, wonderful meaning. It means your brain can change itself. It can build new roads. It can create new connections all through your life. When you challenge your brain with something new, when you learn a new idea, you are telling your brain, build a new road. And your brain does. It builds new pathways. This does not just help you remember new facts. It makes your whole brain better. It helps your memory. It helps your creativity. It helps you solve problems. Think about it like this. Imagine you only exercise your right arm. Every day, you lift weights with your right arm. What happens to your left arm? It gets weaker because you are not using it. Your brain is the same. If you only use the parts of your brain for your job, other parts of your brain can get weaker over time. Scientists have studied this. They looked at adults who learn new hard things, like learning a new language, or trying to understand a new science idea, or learning to play a guitar. They used MRI scans to look at their brains, and they saw the brains were growing. The brains had more connections. Learning new things is the magic key. It wakes your brain up. It forces your brain to pay attention, to change, to adapt, and to solve problems in new ways. So how did Alex do this in his own life? He started small. He knew that a very big goal would be too much. If he said, I will learn quantum physics, he would probably quit. So he chose something he was curious about, something he knew nothing about. He chose ancient Roman history. He downloaded a free podcast series. During his commute to work, he used to listen to the radio. Now he listened to the podcast about Rome. That was his 30 minutes of learning. After a few weeks, he noticed something amazing. It wasn't just that he knew about Roman buildings. No, he started making new connections at his job. One day at work, there was a meeting. They talked about moving products. And Alex remembered what he learned about Roman supply chains. He saw a new solution. He saw a pattern he did not see before. This is a real thing that happens. Knowledge from one area helps you in another area. It makes your thinking richer. It helps you think more critically and more creatively. This is the true power of lifelong learning. It is not about collecting facts to win a game. It is about building a beautiful web of knowledge in your mind, a strong, connected web. The more different topics in your web, the more chances your brain has to connect them. And making new connections is what creativity is. You can do this too. You do not need to go to a university. Start with 30 minutes a day. Use free resources. There are so many wonderful things online. Listen to podcasts from experts. Watch educational YouTube videos about space or money. Use websites that offer free courses on everything, from coding to philosophy. The secret is to pick something new, something outside your comfortable world. If you are an artist, learn about saving money. If you are an engineer, read some poetry. This mixing of ideas is like fertilizer for your mind. It helps your mind grow smart and strong. It helps your brain keep growing, no matter how old you are. Section 2. Exercise your brain daily. The second habit is connected to the first one, but there is an important difference. The first habit is about taking in new knowledge, like pouring water into a cup. The second habit is about actively exercising your brain. It is about making your brain work hard with new challenges. It is the difference between reading a book about exercise and actually going to the gym to lift weights. Reading the book is good, but only lifting the weights builds your muscles. The goal is to spend 30 to 60 minutes each day doing something that challenges your brain, something that makes you struggle a little bit. This struggle is how your brain builds new skills. At first, Alex was confused. He thought this was the same as the first habit. He thought, I listened to my history podcast. Is that not brain exercise? But soon he understood the difference. Listening was still quite passive. He was just receiving information. True brain exercise needs you to be active. It needs you to participate. And most important, it needs you to struggle just a little. Your brain loves it when you are just a little bit outside your comfort zone. That is where the growth happens. The science behind this is about building something called fluid intelligence. Fluid intelligence is your ability to think and solve new problems. It is different from the knowledge you already have. It is your problem-solving muscle. Doing hard mental workouts is like taking this muscle to the gym. Scientists are still studying brain training games. They are not sure if these games make you a genius in everything, but studies show that regular practice can make specific skills sharper. Skills like your attention, your memory, and your ability to make good decisions. When you learn a new skill, your brain does something amazing. At first, the skill is very hard. It takes all of your focus. You are using a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. It is like the boss of your brain. But as you practice, the road for that skill in your brain gets better. It gets stronger and more efficient. It gets a special coating called myelin. Myelin is like the plastic cover on an electrical wire. It helps the signals in your brain travel much faster. Soon, the skill becomes more automatic. You don't have to think so hard to do it. This is the physical sign of learning in your brain. The brain has physically changed. So, what does this look like in real life? Alex decided to learn how to play chess. He downloaded a free app on his phone. He started with the very basics. It was hard. It was frustrating. He lost many games. His brain actually felt tired from trying to think a few moves ahead. But he did not give up. He stuck with it for 30 minutes every evening. At first, he could only see one move ahead. But after a few weeks, he started to see patterns on the board. He learned opening moves. He started to guess what his opponent would do. He was not just memorizing moves. He was building a new way of thinking, a new mental model in his mind. The key is to always have novelty and challenge, something new and a little hard. Doing the same easy puzzle every day is okay. It is better than nothing, but the benefit gets smaller as it becomes a routine. Your brain needs surprises to grow. Here are some wonderful ways to exercise your brain. First, play strategy games. Games like chess or Go or even some complex video games. These games make you think about your strategy. They make you plan ahead. Second, solve different kinds of puzzles. Don't just do the same crossword every day. Try Sudoku, try logic puzzles, or try a Rubik's Cube. Different puzzles challenge different parts of your brain. Third, learn a new hands-on skill. This is one of the very best brain exercises. Try learning how to code on a computer. Try learning how to juggle, or try learning how to draw. Scientists often talk about juggling. Juggling is a fantastic brain exercise. It uses your body, your eyes, and your timing. It is great for building new connections in your brain. Fourth, a simple and fun trick. Use your non-dominant hand, the hand you don't usually use. Try simple things, like brushing your teeth with your other hand, or using your computer mouse with your other hand. This simple change is great for waking up your brain and building new neural pathways. Alex noticed something. His daily chess practice was helping him in other parts of his life. He became better at thinking strategically at work. He became more patient when he made decisions. He could focus better on difficult tasks. He was not just getting better at chess. He was building his power for deep work. He was building his fluid intelligence, his problem-solving muscle. So I invite you to pick one activity, just one, and promise to do it for 30 minutes a day. When you start, you will feel a struggle. It will feel difficult. Embrace that feeling. Welcome it. That feeling of difficulty is a sign. It is a sign that your brain is working hard. It is building new connections. It is the feeling of your brain getting stronger. It is the feeling of growth. Section 3. Transfer knowledge by reading. The third habit is something many of us think we do, but there is a very important secret to it. The habit is not just to read. The habit is to transfer knowledge by reading actively. What does this mean? It means we live in a world with so much to read. Endless articles, posts, and messages, but we need to make time for deep reading. The goal is to spend 30 to 60 minutes a day reading deeply. And you must engage with the text. You must interact with it. This is how you move information from the page into your long-term memory, into your usable knowledge. Alex used to be a casual reader, like many of us. He would scroll through news articles on his phone. He would read posts on social media. Maybe he would read a popular book on vacation, but he felt that the information did not stay with him. It was like mental junk food. It filled his time, but it did not give him any real nourishment. No real value. He realized that just letting his eyes move over words is not the same as learning. Passive reading is not active learning. The science of this is so interesting. Reading is a very complex activity for your brain. When you read a story, a fiction book, your brain imagines the situations. It feels the emotions of the characters. This can make you more empathetic, more understanding of other people. It uses the same parts of your brain as real-life interaction. When you read a dense nonfiction book, a book full of ideas, you force your brain to build new structures, new frameworks for understanding the world. But the secret to make this knowledge stick? The secret is active engagement. You have to be an active reader. Passive reading is like water running over a rock. The water flows, but very little goes inside the rock. Active reading is like being a gardener. You prepare the soil. You plant the seed. You water it. It takes effort, but it leads to growth. Researchers have found a powerful learning technique. It is called active recall. This means you try to remember information without looking at the book. You try to pull it out of your own memory. This one technique strengthens the roads in your brain, much more than just reading the page again and again. So Alex decided to change how he read. He chose a nonfiction book about why people make certain choices. It was about behavioral economics. But instead of just reading it, he made a new plan, a new protocol for reading. He had 3 simple rules. Rule number 1, he always read with a pen in his hand. He underlined the important sentences. In the empty space on the page, the margins, he wrote down his thoughts. He wrote down his questions. This simple physical act helped his mind stay focused. It stopped his mind from wandering away. Rule number 2, after each chapter, he closed the book. Then he took a notebook and he wrote a short summary of the chapter, just 1 paragraph. This forced him to practice active recall. He had to explain the main ideas in his own words. Explaining something in your own words is the best test of understanding. Rule number 3. He tried to explain what he learned to someone else. Sometimes he talked to his partner. Sometimes he talked to a friend. He would try to teach them one important idea from the book. This is a famous technique. It is sometimes called the Feynman technique. The idea is simple. If you cannot explain an idea simply, so a child can understand it, you do not really understand it yourself. This new way of reading was slower. He could not finish a book in 1 weekend anymore, but it was so much better. The knowledge was finally sticking in his mind. He wasn't just reading words anymore. He was building a library of ideas in his head. A library he could actually use in his life. The active process of writing and teaching was wiring the information deep into his long-term memory. This habit changed his relationship with information. He started to see reading in a new way. It was not just a hobby for his free time. It was a core practice for his personal growth. He read both nonfiction books to build his knowledge, and he read fiction books to build his empathy, to better understand people and their feelings. So the message is not just read more. The message is read better. Read with intention. Choose your books carefully. Find 30 to 60 minutes of quiet, focused time. Put your phone in another room. Turn off the notifications. Read with a pen. Take notes. Talk to the book. And when you finish reading for the day, put the book down and ask yourself a simple question. What are the 3 most important things I just learned? Write them down. That small extra step makes all the difference. It is the difference between being a passive consumer of words and an active builder of knowledge. Section 4. Get enough quality sleep. The 4th habit is so important, but our busy culture often forgets it. The habit is to get enough quality sleep. For the smartest and most effective people in the world, sleep is not a waste of time. It is not a luxury. It is a critical tool, a very important tool for a sharp mind. The goal is not just about the number of hours. It is about the quality of the sleep. We should aim for 7 to 9 hours of good, uninterrupted sleep every night. For many years, Alex did not sleep enough, and he thought this was a good thing. He felt proud of it, like it was a sign he was working hard. He believed in the hustle culture idea, the idea that says you can sleep when you are dead. He would often stay up late working or just scrolling on his phone. Then he would wake up very early. He needed many cups of coffee to stay awake. He felt tired and foggy all the time, but he thought this was the normal price for being ambitious. He could not have been more wrong. Not getting enough sleep is like owning a big, beautiful factory and deciding to never clean or repair it. Maybe for a little while it works okay, but soon things will start to break. The entire system will start to fail. Sleep is not a passive, dead time. Your brain is incredibly busy when you sleep. It is doing very important cleaning and repair work. Work it cannot do when you are awake. The science on this is very, very clear. During deep sleep, your brain works on your memories. It is like a librarian for your mind. It takes the important things you learned during the day and moves them from your short-term memory to your long-term storage. This process is called memory consolidation. It is what makes your learning stick. Without enough good sleep, much of what you learned is just lost. It is like writing on a whiteboard and then erasing it before the ink is dry. And there is more. During sleep, your brain has a special cleaning crew. This is called the glymphatic system. When you sleep, this cleaning crew becomes 10 times more active. What does it do? It flushes out all the waste, the metabolic junk that your brain makes during the day. It is like taking out the trash from your house. One of these waste products is a protein called beta amyloid. Too much of this protein is linked to Alzheimer's disease. Sleep helps clean it out every night. Skipping sleep is like never taking out the trash in your brain. Eventually, the junk piles up, and it starts to damage the whole system. Studies have shown another shocking fact. Just one single night of bad sleep can hurt your ability to think and solve problems, as much as being legally drunk. Imagine that. When Alex learned this, he was shocked. He decided to make sleep his number one priority. It was not easy to change. He had to unlearn many years of bad habits. Here is what he did, based on the science of sleep. You can do these things too. First, he made a strict, consistent schedule. He went to bed at the same time every night. He woke up at the same time every morning, even on the weekends. This is so important. It helps to set your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. It makes it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Second, he created a power-down routine. 1 hour before his bedtime, all screens were turned off. No television, no laptop, and especially no phone. The blue light from these screens tricks your brain. It stops your brain from making a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is the signal that tells your body it is time to sleep. So instead of looking at screens, Alex would read a real physical book, or he would listen to some calm, relaxing music. Third, he made his bedroom into a perfect sleep cave. He made it as dark, quiet, and cool as possible. He got blackout curtains to block the light. He made sure there were no blinking lights from electronics. His bedroom became a special place just for sleeping, not for work or watching TV. Fourth, he stopped drinking caffeine in the afternoon. Many people don't know this. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours. This means if you drink a coffee at 2 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your system at 8 p.m. It can make it much harder to fall into deep sleep. The change was not instant. It took some time, but after about a week of good quality sleep, Alex felt like a new person. The brain fog he had lived with for years started to disappear. It was like a cloud was lifting from his mind. He could focus for longer periods. He was less irritable and more patient. His ideas at work were sharper and more creative. He finally understood. The hours he lost to sleep were not lost at all. They were an investment. They were paid back with better, more productive, and more creative waking hours. So, my friend, please do not think of sleep as downtime. Think of it as a critical part of your growth, a key part of your learning journey. Choosing to get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of intelligence. It is the strong foundation on which you can build everything else. Section 5. Learn a musical instrument. The fifth habit is a special and powerful workout for your brain. It mixes many different brain functions together at the same time. The habit is to learn a musical instrument. This is not about becoming a famous musician. It is not about playing in a big concert hall. It is about the simple daily practice, the practice of turning symbols on a page into movement and into sound. This process is like a full-body workout for your mind. This was the habit Alex was not sure about. He was skeptical. It felt not serious, like a hobby for children or for people who are retired. He was a busy adult. How could he possibly find the time? What was the point of it? But he decided to trust the process. He bought a simple, cheap keyboard, and he promised himself he would practice for just 15 to 20 minutes every day. That's all. What he started doing is one of the most studied things in neuroscience. Scientists have found that the brains of musicians are different. They look different, and they act differently from the brains of non-musicians. Years of musical practice create a brain that has more connections, a brain that is more efficient. Playing an instrument is like a beautiful orchestra of mental tasks. Think about it. It forces you to do so many things at once. You have to read a special symbolic language, which is the music. You have to translate those symbols into very exact movements of your fingers. You have to listen carefully for any mistakes. And you have to adjust your playing in real time. All of this while also feeling the rhythm and the emotion of the music. This amazing combination is what makes it so powerful for your brain. It helps to improve many things. It enhances your working memory. That is your ability to hold information in your mind for a short time, like holding a musical phrase in your head as you play it. It improves your fine motor skills. The small, precise movements of your fingers build and strengthen the pathways between your brain and your hands. It sharpens your auditory processing. Musicians become much better at hearing different sounds and melodies, even in a noisy room. It builds your executive function. This is your ability to plan, focus, and control yourself. The discipline of practicing every day builds self-control and perseverance. And it is a huge driver of neuroplasticity. Remember that word? The brain's ability to change. Learning an instrument causes real, measurable growth in the gray matter of your brain and the parts of the brain for movement, hearing, and seeing. So Alex started his musical journey. He started with very simple songs for children. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. His fingers felt slow and clumsy. The sounds he made were not very good. It was a humbling experience. It made him feel like a beginner again. But he stuck with his 20 minutes a day. He used an app on his tablet that made it feel like a fun game. Slowly, something started to change. A simple scale of notes, which was a struggle at first, became smooth. He learned a few simple chords. And then one day, he played a short, simple melody that he recognized. And a feeling of pure joy and satisfaction went through him. He was creating something beautiful. He was creating order out of chaos. And just like with his other new habits, the benefits started to show up in the rest of his life. The intense focus he used for his music practice made it easier for him to concentrate on his work. The discipline of practicing every day made him stronger in his commitment to all his other habits. He also found a new way to deal with his feelings, an emotional outlet he never knew he needed. After a long, stressful day at work, sitting at the keyboard became a kind of active meditation. It calmed his mind in a way that just watching TV never could. You do not need to aim for Carnegie Hall. You do not need to be perfect. The benefits come from the process of learning, not from the perfection of the performance. The struggle is where the growth happens. So think about an instrument that you like. Maybe a guitar, a ukulele, a simple keyboard, even a drum. There are so many free or cheap apps and YouTube tutorials to help you start. Commit to just 15 or 20 minutes of focused practice each day. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Be kind to yourself. Laugh at your mistakes. Learning an instrument is one of the most rewarding and fun ways to make your brain stronger, build discipline, and connect with your creative side. We are halfway through our 9 habits, and I hope you are feeling inspired. I hope you are starting to see how these small daily actions can lead to big, beautiful growth in your life. If you are finding this helpful, I would like to ask for a small favor. Please take a moment to hit the like button or leave a positive review. It really helps our podcast to be seen by more people. It helps us reach more English learners around the world. And if you want to continue on this journey of lifelong learning with us, make sure you subscribe or follow the podcast so you don't miss the final 4 habits in our next episode. They are truly life-changing, especially the last one, which is a beautiful secret to a smarter and happier life. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to our habits. Section 6. Do physical exercise frequently. The 6th habit is one that we have all heard many times, but we cannot say it enough. Its importance for your brain is huge. The habit is to do physical exercise frequently. We are talking about at least 30 minutes of moderate cardio exercise on most days of the week. What is moderate cardio? It is any activity that gets your heart beating a little faster. A brisk, fast walk. A light run, riding a bicycle, or swimming. This is not just for your body. It is one of the most powerful things you can do for your brain. Alex had a gym membership, but he almost never used it. He saw exercise as a chore, a punishment for eating a piece of cake, or a way to try to fit into his old clothes. He never made the connection between moving his body and the performance of his mind. It was the missing piece in his puzzle. Even with his new habits of learning and sleeping well, he sometimes still felt slow and uninspired. He could not figure out why. The answer was movement. The connection between your body and your brain is direct. It is powerful. When you exercise, you are changing your brain's chemistry. You are changing its structure for the better. The science is clear and strong. First, exercise increases blood flow to your brain. When you move, your heart pumps more blood. This blood is full of oxygen. More oxygen-rich blood goes to your brain. It is like upgrading the fuel for a super fast engine. Second, exercise releases something called BDNF. This is a big word, so let's break it down. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists sometimes call BDNF miracle grow for the brain. Like a special fertilizer, it is a protein. It helps your brain cells, your neurons, to survive. And it helps your brain grow new neurons and new connections. This is so important for learning and long-term memory. Third, exercise helps the growth of the hippocampus. The hippocampus is a part of your brain. It is shaped like a seahorse. It is very important for learning and memory. And it is one of the very few places in the adult brain where we can grow new brain cells. Studies have shown that regular aerobic exercise can actually make the hippocampus bigger. A bigger, healthier hippocampus can protect you from memory loss as you get older. Fourth, exercise reduces stress. Exercise is a powerful way to fight inflammation in your body. It also helps control stress hormones like cortisol. Too much cortisol from chronic stress is like a poison for your brain. Exercise helps to wash it away. A recent study found something incredible. Regular aerobic exercise can make your brain look younger in MRI scans. In the study, people exercised for about 150 minutes a week. After 1 year, their brains looked almost 1 year younger than the brains of people who did not exercise. Isn't that amazing? Alex decided to change his view of exercise. He stopped thinking of it as a huge, difficult event. He did not need to become a marathon runner, not overnight. He started with a very simple goal: a 30-minute brisk walk during his lunch break. That's it. He put on his headphones. He listened to his history podcast, Stacking His Habits Again. And he just walked. He walked with purpose. The effect on his afternoons was immediate. It was powerful. Usually after lunch, he would feel tired and sleepy, the post-lunch slump. But now, after his walk, he came back to his desk feeling full of energy. His mind was clear. That walk was not just clearing his head. It was literally flooding his brain with oxygen and good chemicals, the chemicals it needed to work at its best. The key to this habit is consistency, doing it regularly. Find a type of movement that you enjoy, or at least something you don't hate. It could be dancing in your living room to your favorite music. It could be hiking in nature. It could be swimming in a lake or the ocean. Even gentle activities like gardening are good for your brain. Don't wait to feel motivated. Motivation often comes after you start, not before. Schedule your exercise time. Put it in your calendar like an important meeting, because it is. It is a meeting with your health. The idea of a brilliant person who just sits all day is a myth. It is not real. The world's sharpest and clearest thinkers know a secret. A healthy body is not separate from a healthy mind. A healthy body is the platform that makes a high-performing mind possible. Section 7. Push yourself to become more productive. The 7th habit is about how we work. It might seem like it is about doing more, but it is really about training your brain to focus deeply. The habit is to push yourself to become more productive by working in focused sprints. Let's call it focus sprints and happy breaks. This means you structure your work time differently, not as one long 8-hour marathon, but as a series of short, intense races. These are your focus sprints. They last for about 90 minutes, and they are followed by short, restful breaks. Alex's old workday was a mess. He was always multitasking, trying to do many things at once. He would try to write an important report, but his email was open. Notifications were popping up. His phone was buzzing on the desk. He felt busy all day. He was always doing something. But at the end of the day, he often felt like he did not achieve anything important. He was confusing being active with being productive. This constant changing of tasks, this context switching, was making his brain tired. It was exhausting him, and it stopped him from ever doing his best, deepest work. The science here is based on our natural body rhythms. Our bodies and brains do not work on a straight, linear line of energy for 8 hours. We operate on something called ultradian rhythms. These are cycles that happen all day long. Each cycle is about 90 to 120 minutes long. In each cycle, our energy moves from high to low. We have a period of high focus and high energy. Then, our energy naturally dips down. We need a period of rest and recovery. Trying to work hard through those low energy times is a bad idea. It leads to burnout. It leads to tired, sloppy work. The most creative and productive people in the world understand this. Either they know the science or they just feel it naturally. They work with their body's rhythm, not against it. They work very hard with intense focus for about 90 minutes, with no interruptions. And then they stop. They take a real break for 15 or 20 minutes. They let their brain rest and recharge. This way of working does two wonderful things. First, it trains your brain's ability to focus. It is like lifting weights for your concentration muscle. By working in these quiet, distraction-free blocks, you are making the focus circuits in your brain stronger. Second, it respects your brain's need for rest. That break is not lazy time. It is essential. It is productive rest. During these breaks, your brain is working in the background. It is making connections. It is getting ready for the next sprint of focus. Alex was inspired by this idea. He completely changed his workday. He created a new structure. Step 1. He identified his single most important task for the day. Just one. The one thing that would make the biggest difference. Step 2. He scheduled a 90-minute block in the morning. This time was sacred. He would work only on that one important task. He turned off all his email notifications. He put his phone in another room. He closed all the extra tabs on his computer browser. Step 3. He worked with total, complete focus for 90 minutes. The first few times were very difficult. His brain was used to constant distraction. His brain was screaming for something new. Check your phone. Look at the news. He had to fight this urge. He had to gently bring his focus back again and again. Step 4. After 90 minutes, he stopped. Even if he felt like he was in the middle of a good idea, he stopped. He then took a real 20-minute break. During the break, he did something completely different. He would get up and walk around. He would do some stretching. Or he would just look out the window and let his mind wander. No email, no social media, just rest. The results were incredible. In that one 90-minute block of focus, Alex often got more high-quality work done than he used to get done in 3 or 4 hours of distracted work. And at the end of the day, after doing 2 or 3 of these focus cycles, he not only felt more productive, he also felt less tired, less drained. You can try this too. Start with just one 90-minute focus block each day. Maybe in the morning when your energy is highest. Protect that time. Treat it like gold. The modern world is designed to steal your attention. This habit is your shield. It protects your focus. By mastering your focus, you are not just getting more done. You are training your brain to think more deeply, to solve problems more creatively, and to learn new things faster. Section 8. Choose healthy foods to eat. The 8th habit is about what you put into your body. It recognizes that your brain is a physical, biological organ. It has specific needs for food and nutrients. To work at its best, you must choose healthy foods to eat. This is about seeing food in a new way. Food is not just fuel to stop you from feeling hungry. It is the raw material that builds your brain. It powers every single thought, feeling, and action. Alex's diet was pretty typical for a busy, stressed person. He used caffeine and sugar for quick energy. He ate processed, packaged foods because they were convenient. He often skipped meals and then ate too much later. He was on a constant energy roller coaster, up and down all day. This left him feeling foggy, irritable, and unable to concentrate. He never realized that his food choices were hurting his mind. He was sabotaging his own mental performance. Your brain is amazing. It is only about 2% of your body's weight, but it uses 20 to 25% of your daily energy and nutrients. It is a very hungry organ. Everything you eat has a direct impact on your brain's function and your mood. There is a new field of science called nutritional cognitive neuroscience. It studies the link between food and the brain, and it confirms what we have always known. What we eat is central to our memory, our mood, and our brain health. The science shows us a few key ideas. They are very simple to understand. First, your brain is mostly made of fat. About 60% of your brain is fat, especially a type of omega-3 fat called DHA. These good fats are essential. They build healthy brain cells. They keep your neurons working well. You can find these good fats in fatty fish like salmon and also in walnuts and flax seeds. Second, your brain chemicals are made from protein, the chemicals that help you focus, like dopamine, and the chemicals that help you feel happy, like serotonin, are built from amino acids, and amino acids come from protein. If your diet does not have enough good protein, you can feel unfocused and sad. Third, your brain needs stable, steady energy. The main fuel for your brain is glucose, which is a type of sugar. But a diet with lots of refined sugar from candy and soda is very bad. It sends your blood sugar on a wild ride of high spikes and low crashes. This is terrible for your focus and mood. Instead, your brain loves complex carbohydrates. These come from whole grains, beans, and vegetables. They give your brain a slow, stable release of energy, like a log burning slowly in a fire, not like a piece of paper that burns up fast. Fourth, antioxidants protect your brain. Your brain uses a lot of energy. This creates a lot of waste called oxidative stress. This is a kind of damage to your cells. Colorful fruits and vegetables are full of antioxidants. These are like little protectors for your brain. They clean up the damage and keep your brain healthy. Think of eating a rainbow of fruits and vegetables every day. Alex decided to stop dieting. Instead, he started fueling his brain. He did not make huge, difficult changes all at once. He focused on small, smart upgrades. Simple swaps. For breakfast, he used to eat a sugary pastry. He replaced it with a bowl of oatmeal with some berries and walnuts. In the afternoon, he used to eat a candy bar for energy. He swapped it for an apple and a small handful of almonds. He made sure to eat some lean protein with his lunch and dinner. Things like chicken, fish, or beans. He focused on adding more color to his plate. He tried to eat many different kinds of vegetables. And he made drinking water a priority. Even being a little bit dehydrated can really hurt your ability to think clearly. The biggest change for him was getting off the sugar roller coaster. By eating whole, real foods, his energy levels became stable. that mid-afternoon brain fog that he had fought for years. It just disappeared. He felt sharper. His mood was more stable and positive. And he could focus so much better during his 90-minute work sprints. You cannot build a high-performance brain with low-quality materials. Think of every meal as a choice, a chance to either boost your brain power or hurt it. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. But by consistently choosing real, whole foods, you are giving your brain the essential building blocks it needs to grow and thrive. Section 9. Deal with stress and do things that make you happy. We have arrived at the 9th and final habit. And this one is maybe the most important of all, because it is about the emotional world your brain lives in. The habit is to deal with stress and actively do things that make you happy. This is not a fluffy feel-good tip. It is a critical strategy for a healthy, smart brain. The goal is to learn how to manage your stress and to make time every single day for things that bring you real joy, even just for 15 to 30 minutes a day. Alex used to be a chronic worrier. He worried all the time. He worried about his work. He worried about money. He worried about the future. His mind was like a storm of anxiety all the time. He believed this was necessary. He thought the stress was what made him work hard. He thought the anxiety was his engine. But in reality, it was breaking him. It was crippling his mind. Chronic long-term stress is terrible for the brain. When you feel stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. In a short burst for a real emergency, cortisol is helpful. It gives you energy to run away from danger. But when stress becomes chronic, when it is there every day, high levels of cortisol become toxic. They are poisonous to your brain. Long-term stress can actually shrink the front part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is the part for good decisions and planning. Stress can also damage your hippocampus, the memory center. It can hurt your ability to learn and remember things. So, chronic stress literally makes you less intelligent. On the other hand, doing things that make you feel happy and calm has the opposite effect. Happy, calm activities release feel-good brain chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, and they lower the levels of cortisol. This creates a beautiful internal environment for your brain, a state that is perfect for learning, perfect for creativity, and perfect for being resilient and strong. When Alex understood how much damage his stress was doing, he decided to try a two-part strategy. First, he started a daily stress management practice. He started very small. He began with just 5 minutes of mindfulness meditation each morning. He used a free app on his phone. At first, it was very hard. His mind was a storm of thoughts, but he was patient. He practiced every day, and he learned to just watch his thoughts, to see them come and go like clouds in the sky. He learned not to get carried away by them. This simple practice of meditation has been shown by scientists to lower cortisol, and it can even increase the gray matter in the parts of the brain for learning and self-awareness. Second, Alex scheduled joy into his day. This felt strange at first. It felt selfish or indulgent. But he made a list of small things that made him genuinely happy. Simple things, like listening to a favorite old album, or spending 20 minutes sitting in a park without his phone, or calling a good friend just to say hello and chat. He made sure he did at least one of these things every single day. He treated it as an important appointment, just as important as a work meeting. This final habit connected all the other habits together. It was the glue. By managing his stress, he was able to sleep better at night. With a calmer mind, he could focus more deeply during his work sprints. By actively creating positive feelings, he had more energy and motivation to stick with all 9 of his new habits. It created a powerful, positive, upward spiral in his life. So I ask you, my friend, what brings you a feeling of calm? What brings you a feeling of true happiness? Is it walking in nature? Is it writing in a journal? Is it playing with a pet? Or a creative hobby like painting or cooking? Find those things and weave them into the fabric of your daily life. They are not luxuries. They are essential maintenance for a high-performing, happy brain. This habit is about building your inner strength, your resilience, so you can face the challenges of life without letting them control your mind and your body. And so we come to the end of our journey today, our journey through the 9 habits, and the end of the first chapter of our friend Alex's transformation. When Alex started this journey, he saw himself as an ordinary person. He thought he was destined to watch the smart people from the side. He believed that intelligence was a special gift, a gift he did not receive. But what this journey taught him, and what I truly hope it has shown you today, is that this whole idea is wrong. The people we admire for their sharp minds are not a different kind of human. They are the products of their habits. They are like gardeners of their own minds. Every day they care for the garden, they till the soil, they plant new seeds of knowledge, they pull out the weeds of distraction. They understand that the brain is not a fixed stone. It is a living, changing, beautiful garden. Alex's transformation was not instant. It was not a miracle. It was the result of small, consistent daily actions that added up over time. It was the 30 minutes of reading that built a new idea in his mind. It was the 30-minute walk that cleared the fog from his brain. It was the 90-minute sprint that led to a great piece of work. None of these actions were huge or heroic by themselves, but together, they built a new mind, a new life. Your potential, my dear friend, is not a destiny that is written for you. It is a path that you can build yourself. Starting today, you do not have to adopt all 9 of these habits at once. That would be too much for anyone. That is a recipe for feeling overwhelmed. But you can start with 1, just 1. Which one of these habits speaks to your heart today? Where is the biggest opportunity for growth in your life right now? Is it finally making sleep a priority? Is it turning off your phone and picking up a real book? Is it putting on your shoes and just going for that first walk? Choose one, just one, and make a gentle promise to yourself to try it for the next 30 days. This is the beautiful promise of this journey. Unlocking your potential is not about being a genius. It is about the lifelong pursuit of growth. It is about knowing that the person you are today does not have to be the person you are tomorrow. The journey to becoming smarter is open to everyone. It is open to you. It begins not with luck or genetics. It begins with a simple choice. The choice to begin. I would love to hear from you. Which habit will you start with? Please leave a comment below and share your commitment. I read every comment, and your stories give me so much joy. Thank you so much for listening, for sharing this time with me. It has been an honor to be with you. Keep learning, keep growing, and be kind to yourself on the journey. See you next time, my friend.